Everyone, today we will see the next unit, sixth unit, that is nothing but file handling and dictionary. So basically, what is the meaning of file itself? Uh, File basically it is a collection of data. That data can be stored on secondary storage device. Okay, like hard disk. File cannot be stored on the primary memory because we have to need those files again and again in the future also. We have to, if we want to store that files permanently, then by default those files should be stored on secondary memory or permanent storage, that is nothing but hard disk. Okay, and that file contains large lines of codes, or the file contains more bytes of codes present in it. When program is being executed, its data stored in RAM can be accessed faster than CPU, but RAM is a volatile and hence we cannot store files on the RAM or volatile storage. And hence, as we need the data in future, we need to store the data on permanent storage in files. And file stores in name locations on storage media means if we are going to write a data in one particular file, then we will give the name to that particular file, or we give the name to that file so that we can access that data in future also, and hence names are given to the file. And those are also stored, the files are also stored at name locations on the storage media. To use the file, first of all we will open a file, we will do any activity in it, for example reading or writing the file, and then after the use of a file we will close it. Why the need of file is there? All real time or all real life applications involves large number of data or huge number of data. We cannot use those in console input output operations to operate on that real life applications. Okay, so because if you are going to use those console input output, then it will take large amount of time to execute all the things in the real life applications, and it will also take a large number of lines of codes. Okay, and hence console input output operations are not giving us such solution on large amount of data, because they have two major problems. Yes, the first one, time consuming, and entire data lost when program terminate or computer shut down due to an power failure or an uneven thing. Okay, so due to these particular problems, console input output is not suitable, and hence files are introduced. The next one is nothing but, what do you mean by file path and path name? All of you know that suppose we are going to store a file at particular location, that location including all subfolders and the file is simply called as a file path. So the files that we use are stored on storage medium like hard disk in such a way that they can be easily retrieved when required. Most file systems that are used today store files in a tree or hierarchical structure, means in which way the files are stored. Those are stored in tree manner or in a hierarchical manner. At the top of the tree, one root node is there. Okay, the root node is nothing but the what we can say, the parent node of that file path. Under root node there are other files and folders are present. Each folder can contain other files and subfiles. If we are talking about the Linux operating system, folders will not be called, those are called as a directories. So each directory can contain other files and subdirectories. And it goes to limitless, means we can store n number of files, n number of documents in that path also, in that depth of the files also. The type of the file indicated by its extension, means for example all of we know that document files are shown by or are stored by .docs or .doc. Image files are stored by .jpg, .bmp, .png. Sound files are stored by .mp3. Video files are stored by .mp4. So these files are indicated by their extensions. Every file is identified by its paths that begins from the root node or root directory. So there are two types of the paths are present: absolute file path and relative file path. So absolute file path contains root node and complete the directory list, while relative file path starts from the current directory. We will see in detail those examples of absolute path and relative path. So here is the example. So here current working directory is taken as C. Its subdirectory is beacon feeds. In the feeds there is spam.txt. In the beacon also there is spam.txt. Again eggs is there, spam.txt, and again in the C itself spam.txt is present. So what is relative path and what is absolute path? As I told you, absolute path starts from root directory and relative path starts from the current working directory. So in the relative paths, the first example is dot dot backward slash. So dot dot backward slash, it will refer to the root directory. Next is dot slash, it will refer to the current directory. Okay, so next one, dot slash feeds. So what is the meaning of the dot slash feeds? That we are in the current directory feeds. Next we are in the directory, or we are in the file spam.txt likewise. And if you observe absolute path is started from the root directory, that is nothing but C drive, then C drive beacon. And if we are for example, I am in the spam.txt of eggs direct subdirectory, then the absolute path will be given by c colon slash eggs slash spam.txt. Okay, so that will be the absolute path for that particular spam.txt. Let us see the difference between absolute path and relative path. Absolute path points to a specific location in the file system irrespective of the current working directory. Instead, relative path points to the location of a directory using current directory as a reference. Absolute path is also referred to as a full path or file path. It is a non-absolute path. Relative path is a non-absolute path. Absolute path refers to the location of a file or directory relative to the root directory, and relative path refers to the location of a file or directory relative to the current directory. Means absolute path will always refer to root directory, and relative path will always refers to the current directory. Absolute URLs are used to link to other websites that are not located on the same domain. Relative URLs are used to link to other websites that are located on the same domain. This point is the meaning of this point is absolute URLs are used to link other websites. Means suppose I have to transit from one website to other website, then I will switch the entire domain. Okay, but the relative URLs are the URLs which are present in the same domain. Means suppose I have to our college is there, KBT COE. In the KBT COE there are sub branches are present, there are branches present. For example, mechanical, computer, then mechanical is having its subdomain, computer is having its subdomain. So I can transmit from mechanical to subdomain by using absolute path, but I cannot use in that case relative path. Okay, because to reach to mechanical, I will first of all go to root directory, college, and then I will go to mechanical. And similarly, for to reach to the computer, I will go to college and then go to the that particular computer department. And hence to to transit from one domain to another domain, I have to use absolute path, and to work in the same domain, I have to use relative path. Next, for example, if your pictures are in C sample pictures and index in C samples index, then the absolute path for picture is C sample pictures. Okay, they have given the example over here. Next one, types of files. So there are two types of files are present: ASCII text file and binary file. So what do you mean by text file? It is a stream of characters that can be sequentially processed by a computer in forward direction. Means once I open a text file, it will start from the first character of a file and it will end up to the last character. But while traversing or while processing this text file, the processing will be in sequential manner. Means I can go in forward direction, I cannot go in the backward. Means once a text files are processed or are open, they are read in a one time in the forward direction. Means I cannot rewind the text file. Suppose I want to go to the first character after visiting the 20th character, I cannot do it in the text file. Okay, and hence such processing is called as the sequential processes. They go only in the one direction, they cannot go in the backward direction. These files are open for read, write and append operations, but one operation at a time. Okay, so I can read a file at a one time, I can write a file at a single time, I can append a file at a single time. I cannot do reading and writing at the same time. Each line of file contains 255 characters. Okay, means what is the line limit of these files? 255 characters. I cannot enter 256th character. Each line ends with a new line character /n. Each file ends with end of file maker. End of file indicates end of line will be indicated by /n and end of file will be indicated by EOF character. We will see it in the upcoming examples. Text files are processed sequentially. Next, those files are stored in byte format. Means for example, suppose I have to store 123, so that will be stored in according to the characters that are present. How many characters are present here? 3 characters. So what will be the total size of a file? 3 bytes. Okay, but if I am going to store it in the binary file, then it will take 2 bytes. Why 2 bytes? Because 123 is an integer and integer require 2 bytes. Okay, so depending on the data, the file size is decided in binary file, and in the ASCII text file there is no such data types are considered. Only data is stored and each data of that particular file is considered as a character, and according to the number of characters the size of a file is decided. The second file is binary file. It contains any type of data like text, audio, video, images. The ASCII text file will contain data only in text format, but binary file will contain data in any format. Binary file processed randomly. Means suppose I have to listen a song. I have listened the song up to the middle, but I want to again re-listen it from the starting one. I can easily rewind it. So such type of file is a binary file. Okay, binary files are processed and hence randomly. Binary file does not require any special processing. That's why means text files are processed in sequential manner. Means once they are open, process it in the one time in a sequential manner and close it. But if binary files are going to be open, you can process it or you cannot process it. You can go in the forward direction as well as you can go in the backward direction also. It does not require any special processing. Okay, next one. Here 123 is stored in one byte. Yes, if here 123 is taken as a character, then definitely it will taken as then it will definitely took 1 byte. But if I am going to store it in a int 123, then definitely it will took 2 bytes. Now at this topic we will end this PPT. In the next slide we will again redifferentiate the difference between text files and binary files. Thank you.